Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Real Reds Talk, an authentic football fan channel made in Manchester. This is your transfer special, and it certainly is a special show. I'll put the topics on the screen for you guys. Mainoo to Napoli. Is it potentially going to happen? We keep hearing rumours about it. We keep hearing little noises. We'll talk about that situation and Angelo Stila as well. Potentially coming to us. We'll talk about Alejandro Garnacho, a couple of quotes coming out from him since he's left Manchester United and his performances for Chelsea. Mark Clattenburg has been clattering referees, ironically, over the Amad Diallo decision. And also, we've got an update on Jadon Sancho as well, which we'll definitely get into. But Sam's alongside me. How are you doing, Sam?
Yeah, not too bad. It's like buses in it, transfer news. You get nothing for ages, and then all of a sudden there's a bunch of them that come along at once. So
Yeah. Well, if we was waiting for a bus, you'd certainly be fine because that fleece looks really warm. You look like
it's toasty.
That. Yeah.
Well, like I said, my office is in the basement, so it's like the coldest part of the house. So it's definitely needed.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? Like when the clocks go back, it just feels like everything.
Miserable.
It does go miserable, doesn't it? Everything feels dark and cold, and it like synchronizes at the same time, and kind of. Yeah, not great. But anyway, we'll try cheer ourselves up a little bit with this transfer news if we can. Maybe not this first bit because it's about Mainoo. But coming out from the Mail Sport, Napoli are preparing a fresh approach for Mainoo in January as they look to challenge Manchester United's position on his future. We'll talk about Steeler in a minute, Sam, potentially coming the other way. But just on this move, first and foremost, it wouldn't surprise you given how well Premier League players are doing at Napoli and how well Scott McTominay is doing.
United players at Napoli
United players in general just seem to do really well there. Do you see this happening given that the Prem investment that Napoli have and where they're currently at in the table?
Well, he's got teammates there, so he obviously knows Rasmus Højlund very well. There's the picture, isn't there? Him, Garnacho, and Højlund.
I completely forgot about Højlund. That he was.
Yeah.
When you said other United players, then I was nodding and I was thinking...
He scored a few goals. Yeah, he's been all right. There's that famous picture of him copying Garnacho on the sidelines, and potentially all three of them could be gone before next year.
Absolutely.
So there you go. And obviously, Scott as well. It seems like a very style of football that he would get along with, that marauding, going through defences, much like Scott McTominay does.
Yeah.
I think it could fit him really well. I think the lifestyle out there, I think he could get along with that. Italian, sort of laid back, chill, which seems to be his sort of MO. Yeah, I think he could. And obviously, the more minutes he plays, the better his chance of getting in the England squad and going to the World Cup next year, which is his number one aim at the minute. And he isn't getting minutes at United. Like we thought after the sort of whole transfer thing in the summer, he may get some minutes, but he's had 10 minutes here, 20 minutes here. I think he had half an hour against Brighton. I think that's the most he's had, like post thing. So yeah, it's not looking good for him. I've seen stuff though, like they want to keep him and Xerxes despite their lack of minutes because they think around Christmas time when the fixture list gets a bit congested, they're going to be needed more. Obviously might need to rotate a little bit more and get some more squad players in. So that could be a potential there. Maybe get some minutes there and January looks a bit brighter. But it's basically like holding him until we get, or if we get European football in it. That's what we're doing. We're holding him until we get that because at the minute, Bruno and Cass are the best midfielders we've got for this system. So he's not going to get minutes at the minute.
There's a couple of issues I take with this, and it's difficult for United because when you're not playing a player of his ability, one, you're depreciating his value. So by the time we sell him, let's say we sold him the peak time, the England tournament's just finished, the season with Ten Hag where we won the cup's just finished, and you sell him then, you're probably getting 80 to 100 million, I would probably imagine, right? That's roughly. You sell him now, I don't think you're going to get that. So that's one of the issues, not that everything's all about money. The other issue is, I always look towards what a manager says about players and to kind of take away any kind of little, Easter egg you can from what they're saying. And he's saying, well, his direct competition is Bruno Fernandes. Now, if Bruno Fernandes stays for another season, he's still not going to get minutes.
Nope.
Unless it's cup competitions and stuff, in which case he's better than that, in my opinion. He should be playing league games. He should be playing on a regular basis. So I don't really see an avenue or an angle, unless Bruno Fernandes leaves the club, where he's going to be a regular in the team. And that's a problem for the international setup. It's a problem for us in general.
or Bruno gets injured, which he never does.
Yeah, so it's not going to happen. That's the difficult thing. I also think, I mean, we're going to talk about the players we'll link with in a minute. He just isn't that profile of player. And I don't know if you can necessarily. I know Paul Scholes went from like a bit of a 10 to a midfielder to then like a role to kind of sit in deep, like a deep line playmaker. But with Cobbett, I don't know. I might be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong on it. But it does feel a struggle at the minute, and I think he would kill it at Napoli if he.
Oh yeah, 100% he would. But I think he would be adaptable to play whatever it is that Amrin would see him as, because we've seen Ahmad has gone from a 10, and then I think he's slowly now becoming one of our better right wing backs. I think he's really, really good in that position. Obviously, developing that relationship with Mburo now.
Yeah.
So I think Cobby's got the intelligence and the ability to be able to adapt to a position. But like you said, the problem is in order to get him to adapt, you have to play him. And at the minute, when can you play him? Like, you can't play him because we're playing one game a week, and Amrin, with the start we had, which was a terrible start, and the pressure that he's under, he needs to get wins on his belt, under his belt. So the way to get wins under your belt is to play your best midfield. And at the minute, the best midfield is Bruno and Cass. So he doesn't get time. So it's like a catch-22. It's like, yeah, he can adapt and move into a position that he wants to do, but when's he going to get the time to do that?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a struggle either way.
If you are just joining us live, please do let us know your thoughts on that Mainoo situation, and if you feel any differently about it than you did at the start of the season. As for replacements in there, well, not a direct replacement for Mainoo, but in terms of investment in that midfield area.
Yeah.
Ben Jacobs has been speaking, saying that he understands United continuing to monitor the situation of Stuttgart, Angelo Stieler. No movement yet, but United are among those watching the situation. Stieler has been on Manchester United's shortlist of players monitored for years. Wilcox is understood to be one of the influential figures around Europe who has monitored Stieler more over recent years, so United is surely very attentive to him and his development. Stieler is one of the names on the list, but not the only one, as Carlos Baliba and more players are also being followed. Now, if we look at the profile of these players, Sam, someone like Angelo Stieler, for example, I was reading the scout report before. Press resistant, tick.
Yep.
Exceptional passing, tick.
Yep.
Deep line playmaker,
Yep.
possession orientated, and seems a really good, well-rounded player. Obviously, we know Baliba a lot more. We know he's physical. He's a monster in that department. Can go from box to box. Great ball carrier. Again, close to elite on the ball. I mean, he's really, really good. Great at pressing, interceptions, all the stuff that you want. Is that the kind of balance that you want? Because it feels like when we play Bruno and Cass at the moment, it feels like one does play a bit more of it. Like Cass plays, obviously, a bit more of the deep line playmaker. And then you have Bruno, who's more of a box to box. And then you take Bruno out of the team. Are you going to lose those elements that he gives you, like the Liverpool game, for example, where you have that, those kind of wild creative moments?
Yeah, because we saw the same as well when Casemiro comes off. The midfield goes to shit, doesn't it? Like it just loses everything. And the same with Bruno. So you have to find replacements for these two, because obviously Casemiro is out of contract at the end of the season. I doubt he's going to re-sign unless he drops his wages significantly. But why should he? Like, he's been at the top of his game and he's on good money. So I'm sure he could command that sort of money if he went to Saudi or somewhere. Yeah. So, yeah. Bruno is a possibility. He could go to Saudi next year. There's that rumor won't go away. Al Hilal maybe not be the guys, but Al Nassr are interested, Al Ittihad and all that sort of stuff. So you could have to replace both of them essentially next year. And whilst Cobby might fit in one of those positions, I don't think Ugai is the long-term guy for that position, that 6. So you have to get somebody in there. So you got the likes of Stieler, you got the likes of Baliba, Wharton, those kind of guys on the list. And you're going to have to rebuild that midfield. But it's dependent on what, because obviously we've seen Amrin make tactical tweaks over the last couple of weeks, which has led to victories and playing better. So it's just dependent on what sort of system he wants to go with. Does he want a deep lying playmaker type like a Stieler who can spray the ball Michael Carrick-esque and get things going? Or does he want a more physical profile like a Baliba who's going to get stuck in, who's going to bully opponents? Or does he want both? Yeah. But again, if he gets both, does that mean Kobbie Mainoo again is on the out? Because if they both come in, they're going to, I assume, start. So it's a question of sort of profiles and the way the manager want to work. But either way, it's not great for Kobbie Mainoo, is it?
Do you think Amarin's justified in doing what he's doing with that midfield in a minute?
Well, it's working, isn't it? Like we've got to say it's working, and when we see one of them come off, we see it fall apart immediately. We saw a copy come on for Casemiro against Brighton. Was it against Brighton? Or was it?
I mean, it feels like he comes on for like 5-10 minutes at the end of each game.
He came on, and we just saw the midfield get wide open, and I think that's where the chance came, didn't it? The chance came for Brighton when they won the free kick that Danny Welbeck put in. Eventually, it came from because the midfield was wide open. Yeah. And then Amarim was like, right, I need to fix this, and he put Ugarte in and sort of solidified that up a bit and pushed Bruno up top. So, yeah, it's the only one that works, I think. So until we find another solution or another way of playing without them two, I don't know what else he can do. Unless he's not going to move to he's not going to move to a 3 in midfield, is he? So
no. I mean, he technically plays that with Mount. You know, when Mount plays or Cunha, it seems like they're dropping in a little bit more now, don't it, in the middle of the park. But in those roles as well, you need it going the other way. And Mainoo, I think we tried him in that inside 10 role and it didn't really come off. So I feel like the December period is going to be really key for Mainoo and Xerxes, like we touched on at the start of the video. Let's see what everyone else is saying then. Rayanate is saying Cobby's just not working in the system. And I remember saying if you can't fit a player of his calibre in, then your system's broke. But he's been given moments and looked so off the pace. But I also think to come back on that, I think sometimes players need that rhythm. And I think Mason Mount was similar. Like he played 1 or 2 games.
Shaw as well. It's the same.
Everyone would call him shit. You know what I'm saying? I'd just let Mainoo go out on loan in January. I see Bruno staying for a while longer with Casco in. Wharton or Steeler as his replacement for me. And Mainoo came on at Brentford, made the mistake for the 3rd goal, and we conceded 2 in 27 minutes with him on the field at Brighton. I'd try him in the 10, but he's not suited in the pivot at all. I agree with that. I really, really do.
Not in a 2. He's not suited in a midfield pivot.
It feels forced, doesn't it, when we try that? The one time I've seen it look decent was when we played pre-season with Ugarte and Mainoo. Yeah. Because what we was doing each game, we was going Cass and Bruno, Ugarte, Mainoo. Cass and Bruno, Ugarte, Mainoo. And I can't remember which game. It might have even been the West Ham game, I don't know. But where them two look decent. And then apart from that, both of them, whenever they've got an opportunity, just haven't looked good at all. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. We're going to move on to the Garnacho story. So he's been speaking a little bit about United after his move to Chelsea. And he's talking about, in my last season at Man United with the new manager Ruben Amorim, there was a lot of changes in the situation at the club and it was a bit difficult. It didn't suit me. The type of football they play at Chelsea is really nice and really good for me, and also the passion of the fans is great. Here, everything is fast. I like this type of football. Sam, I'm hearing already Chelsea fans saying he's better as an impact sub. It feels like they've signed a load of young wingers and just completely forgot about the defence. What are you making of his move so far over there? I
mean, it's not been amazing, has it? It's not been like absolutely stunning. Like he hasn't absolutely lit the world on fire. But he's not been. I wouldn't say he's been poor. Like I don't think he's been an absolute disaster. Yeah. Scored a really good goal against Sunderland, the game they lost. I think he's going to have a similar impact at Chelsea that he did at United. Like he'll have his moments of absolute genius and he'll look like a world beater, and then other times he'll be really frustrating. And fans will be getting on his back, much like he did at United. He'll look better off the bench, like you said. Because every time we played him off the bench, he was an impact with his pace and his aggression and sort of just constant relentlessness against a tired defence. But when we started him, we didn't get a lot of that. It was just a lot of get hold of the ball and try and shoot from any position he could without passing. And most of the time the shooting was of really poor quality. I think you're going to get a lot of that at Chelsea. Like I think that's going to be the pattern. And unless Maresca is some sort of like with Emery is a twat whisperer, where he can figure it out and get him to put it all together, or
plenty of twats to whisper to Chelsea. I'd say that.
Yeah, definitely. Or Garnacho figures out in his head how to put these pieces together that he has. I think it's just going to continue on like it did at United. To be honest.
Yeah, I'm seeing similar kind of opinions at Chelsea where it's like he has moments where he's really good, but he's still not doing it on like a consistent basis. Yeah. You look at the moments he had for United, scoring in the FA Cup final against City, the overhead kick that he scored, even that goal against Brentford, do you remember it? Where he just fucking picks it up and just smashes it top corner. You're like, Jesus Christ. Like the ability is there, but it's doing it and having it on a consistent basis. And I think Chelsea really weird, man. They've got really weird, like
his
Clear
attitude
Lake
as well. His attitude doesn't help him. Like his attitude is a big part, and his ego and stuff like that. Like if you've got that sort of talent, I think you need some sort of humbleness to keep yourself in check. And he doesn't have that. And obviously that fits in with Chelsea because it's a team full of egos. Like, I mean, look at him. So yeah, and I don't know if you were going to say this, but I don't think Chelsea is a nurturing environment for a young player. In my opinion, I think you go there, get your name out there, get paid a decent whack on a long contract, and then you move on somewhere and they sell you for profit. I think that's kind of how it goes at Chelsea.
They're treating Chelsea like a corporate business rather than...
Yeah.
It feels like they're prioritising that first over football. And if that seems to marry with success on and off the pitch, then that's great for them either way. But it does feel like they've gone in the transfer market, they've gone, right, buy Pedro Neto, 60 million. Buy Jamie Gittins, 55 million. Buy Garnacho, 40-odd million.
João Pedro.
Mudryk, 80 million. João Pedro, all these players. And it's like... It's a little bit like, a tiny bit like what we did with the attack, where you're looking at the midfield and the goalkeeper situation. Obviously, we addressed it eventually.
Yeah.
But you're looking at that situation, you're going, how have you not... You look at how poor Chelsea are defensively. Like, they could do so badly with someone like Thiago Silva back in the team and a proper goalkeeper, and they'd look a million times better. I
don't know why they haven't addressed it. Like, I know they went for Mike Mannion, like, quite early. Yeah. But then after that, they just went, nah, we don't need one, and just carried on. And you're just like... He is a big issue, man. Like, Onana was a big issue for us.
Yeah.
And, like, eventually we solved it. And you look at United now, how different we are with Le Mans in there. He's not a world-class goalie. Like, maybe he becomes one. But so much calmer, less mistakes and stuff. It just makes everything so much better. And Chelsea could do with that. And you're just like, no, I'm going to spend 200 million on the attack and not buy a goalie. Like,
well, that's what they're doing that because they're looking at the like, oh, what are these players going to be in 3-4 years time? You look at a Stavo, for example, like looks like a really good talent, and then in 5 years time they'll probably sell him for 80 million or something. But it's like, well, what about the now? Because right now I think Chelsea are 9th or 10th, I think. Which leads to a question, games, which I'll ask the chat as well. Who's had a better window, United or Chelsea?
You'd have to say United, based on league position and form. You'd have to say United, wouldn't you?
Do you think? I don't want to go too far with this, Sam.
No.
Do you think we've had one of the best windows when you look?
I think we've had a very good window. I don't think it's the perfect window because obviously the big gaping hole is the midfield that we didn't address. That was a big thing that I think needed addressing. I thought the goalkeeper wasn't going to get solved for a while, and that was looking a bit sort of ropey. But yeah, eventually we did that. We got it solved and brought Le Mans in. We did. I don't know if we all expected to know what we were going to get for Le Mans before he came in.
Yeah, true.
But now we've seen him for like 3 games. I'm like,
it was a gamble, wasn't it, with Le Mans?
Yeah. But we've seen him now, and he looks calm and steady. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm happy with that. Like, he doesn't have to be world class at this point. So yeah, I'm fine with that. I think if you looked at it on paper, you were like, oh, Liverpool have won the window, but Ekitike is probably the only one that's worked out, hasn't it, so far? Like, Isaac obviously had the big fallout with Newcastle, so he's not in a pre-season, not playing any games, so he's still getting up to fitness. Kirkes is not working that well. Frimpong's been injured, not working very well. Wirtz has had the pressure put on him.
They needed a centre-back as well.
Yeah, they get one either. So there's that. Arsenal, I think, have had a pretty good window. Yeah. I say Arsenal's window's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're up there. Like, if you look at results so far and form, I think we're definitely up there.
I'd go as far to say Cunha and Mbeumo as good signings as you'll find in the Premier League. I think they would almost improve every team.
Automatic upgrade on any club.
Club. When you're looking at, like, back in the day, when we're doing combined 11s, let's say, for example, like last season or season before, we're looking at Højlund and Garnacho and these players and the form that they was in at the time. Like, we're getting Bruno in one of the teams really in it at most. Now you're looking at it and you're going, oh, Mbeumo would probably get in there. I think Cunha would get in there. You know, and you're going through the team. De Ligt is another one, been one of the best centre-backs in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think recruitment's massive. Rainer is saying he's an impact sub with limited amount of genius moments this season. He's just the most Gen Z, arrogant footballer you'll see in the modern game. I like that comment. T2 saying, can't stand Clattenburg. Did you know he's a Champions League trophy tattoo because he reffed the final? That's like Margot Robbie's gynecologist getting a tattoo of her. I mean, you were there, but it's not the same. Well, I'm glad you... interesting kind of comparison there. You give me a perfect segue, though, because we are going to talk about the Mark Clattenburg quote on the Amad Diallo penalty shot, which I do agree with him, to be fair. But he was saying, I was surprised Anthony Taylor, the referee, who's very experienced, didn't award this as a penalty kick. It's a clear trip. I think this is where maybe Anthony Taylor's seniority within the group of VAR might have not wanted to certainly help to interfere Taylor's original decision. This is a decision he's clearly got wrong. It was clear United should have received the penalty kick with a VAR intervention because they talk about clear and obvious errors. I think most referees would see that as a penalty kick. I'm not going to ask you about the penalty, Sam, because I think we've both said straight after the game that it was definitely a penalty. But it's weird, isn't it? With the Premier League at the minute, it's definitely the most... like the best league in the world and the most recognised, I would probably say. But the officiating, I think, has got some of the worst refs in it.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. Especially the VAR, like some of the decisions that either don't get made or do get made is beyond belief at times.
Yeah.
It's been a week we've had where there hasn't been like an absolutely stinking decision that's been debated. I don't think there has. I think every single weekend, whether it's us or whether it's somebody else, there's always a controversy about a decision that's been either been made or VAR has not overturned something.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like that. Like it should be like working hand in hand with a referee. Like the referee makes a mistake, you should come in and go, you made a mistake there, have a look at it, and then they go, yeah, made a mistake, and you switch over. That's how it should work. And it just doesn't seem to work that way. It seems to be the guy, they don't want to really interfere with the ref because they're either mates or they're not senior enough, so they feel like they can't say something. Or the ref is just like, no, I was right, I don't need to look at it. And it's just, and he don't want to admit a mistake. It's so weird, man. Like, you remember when we were like looking forward to it, our decision's going to get corrected and all that? It's got worse, hasn't it? Like, it's just ruined everything. You can't score, you can't celebrate a goal anymore because you're always going, is he offside? Is there something happened? Is there a foul? Like, it's just fucking.
And how long it takes for me?
Oh, 5 minutes of just like waiting.
We're
something.
looking at it as not, and this isn't like saying, oh, you know, we're always right. Or, like,
no.
It's not like that. I get sometimes you would rather walk to the correct decision than rush to the wrong one. I understand that, right? But at times you're looking at a situation going, how on earth is this taking 5 minutes?
Yeah, he's like, 2 yards offside.
Yeah,
we all can see it. Everybody can see it. Yeah,
like, you don't.
Why is it taking 20 minutes to decide this?
It's weird. It's very weird for me. The officiating, like you said, you're right. Like per week there is something, and I have to watch fucking. Well, I don't have to. I could turn it off. But when I'm watching Sky Sports News, and you got fucking Dermot. Is Dermot me or Dermot Gallagher? Is it something
Dermot Gallagher? Yeah.
Dermot Gallagher is fucking like, oh well, I agree with the decision, and like, how could you even like Stephen Warnock and these pundits, how could you possibly agree with that? Like everyone's universally agreed that is, and it is. It's because he's backing his mates, and you see that still today in this game. And I wanted to bring up the. Have you heard about what's going on in Turkey?
Oh, there's like 200 refs being done for match fixing.
Absolutely mad. So they found out 500 officials in the Turkish league from, I think, like the first to the third division or whatever, had betting accounts. Then they found out that 250 of them, I think, had bet on games.
Yeah, that's the one.
And then there was 100 that had been directly involved in match fixing or something. Jesus Christ. Crazy. And there's quotes from Mourinho now that are surfacing saying this is the dodgiest league I've ever played in my life. So when you see that, you think, okay, it's not the Premier League, it's over in Turkey, and you know the landscape over there is completely different. But there is something with officiating at the minute, like it just doesn't feel right at all. It always feels like when someone like Michael Oliver refs our game, there's always a bit of a, you know what I mean? Like something there that always a Newcastle fan.
It shouldn't be that though, should it? It shouldn't be like that. Like the ref should be the least important person involved. But I see tweets from like accounts, like United fan accounts and stuff, and it's just like, fuck's sake, Michael Oliver's reffing this game.
Yeah.
And it's like, if every fan is going, why is this reffing? Like, surely what's going on there? Surely it should be, who's the ref? Oh, that okay, cool. Like, and just they should be anonymous, like a WWE referee. Like if you watch wrestling, you don't notice the ref. Like he counts the pin and he'll count out and all that stuff, but you don't notice him. Like he's just there in the sort of thing, and you're watching the action. That's how it should be in football. Like it's just, they've become too much of a focus and I just hate it. I really, really hate it.
I'm trying to think back to some of the decisions that have gone against us this season. Obviously, the most recent one. I mean, there was a couple of them with Amad Diallo. That one that we've spoken about. There's one with I think Mbumo on the edge of the box. There was a situation with that one that was a little bit bizarre.
There was a couple of fouls for Cunha as well. Like I thought there were definitely fouls that didn't go our way.
I think Casemiro, although he was on a yellow already, so you understand it. I think the second one was a little bit like
soft on it.
It's stupid, but it's soft in my opinion.
The Liverpool game as well. Like I think we were getting fouls constantly, and he wasn't giving anything. Just would not give us a foul for love nor money, and it was just doing my head in. Like it really was doing my head in. And then we could go back like years. Like remember the Middlesbrough game, the handball.
Oh my god, yeah.
I was furious. Like,
and you know it's bad if we're still talking about it to this day. Yeah. Like, and you know how bad that decision was.
Your favourite game? You remember the ref in the Atletico game?
Yeah. Like, who'd been done himself
for match fixing.
For match fixing. Yeah, and then loads of other dodgy shit.
Why is he reffing a game if he's been done for match fixing? Why is he reffing a game? Like, I don't get it. I really don't.
I feel like there'd be a lot of pressure on refs, and I can imagine, like, listen, I've reffed 6-a-side games at my work, and it's when they start giving you a bit of shit, you are under a bit of pressure, and you got to get decisions right. I can only imagine what it's like when you're in a stadium with 75,000 fans who are screaming against you. Like, it is pressure, but that's why things like VAR and people who sat in a fucking truck are brought in to take the pressure. And when they don't do that, obviously people are going to moan because you're like, well, what's the point of them being there if they're not going to overrule the decision because it's the mate or because they're scared of the seniority? It's flawed, isn't it? Clearly. It's been flawed for years.
Like, the stuff I remember is just coming in. The Harry Maguire one, I remember a couple of years ago, he was subjectively offside.
Yeah.
So how can you be subjectively offside? Yeah. You're either offside or you're not. Like, it's not subjective, mate.
The Diaz one was bad. The offside one. And you hear the audio back. And then you've got ones where, the camera angle can't see it, so we can't really... Mate, we're in it's 2025. What are you on about?
There's more money in this league than any league in the world, and you haven't got a camera to fucking see the right.
Yeah, it really is.
Beyond belief.
Racing, been watching WWE 15 years, can only name 2 refs off the top of my head. Sam's spot on the way they want to be in the headlines. This nonsense started from Mike Dean. Yeah, Mike Dean's one of them. I do think Clattenburg's a little bit suspect of that as well. I think Michael Oliver can be. I think Anthony Taylor can be.
Yeah.
There's a few of them who almost want to be the narrative of the game rather than actually playing the game. Pat saying the referees in the VAR always manage to get United involved. It's happening nearly every game we play. Corrupt, say no more. Remember the ref at the Arsenal away in the FA Cup last season? The worst ref game I've ever seen. Yeah, that's definitely up there. It's not been so bad again against us this season. No, I don't think... I wasn't particularly just speaking about us. I was about the officiating just across the board. I still don't think...
Just in the league in general.
It matches the quality of the Premier League. That's all I'm saying. I think it's a way off. And they've got... And I've always advocate for referee interviews after the game.
Yeah,
I think that should be a huge part of it.
Explain why you made that decision.
Yeah, like managers have to come out and say, "Oh, well, you got this, your substitution's wrong, or you got your setup wrong." Like, talk us through it. Players, "Oh, well, you missed a penalty today, or you did this." Talk us through it. Refs, "Oh, you got that red card wrong today. Can you talk us like how you got to that decision?" That'd be great. But there's no accountability at all.
No, there never will be, and it's the implementation of VAR as well that seems to be an issue because. When you see the automatic offside work in like European countries and stuff, it's like 5 to 10 seconds. Bang, he's offside, he's onside. Cool, move on. With us, it takes like 5 minutes to work it out. It's like this is semi-automatic offside. It should be seconds to work out offside, not offside. Right, he's offside. Move on. But we're clearly not implementing it correctly either. So the tools that we do have. We're not using properly, and then people using the tools are afraid to make decisions based on them. So the whole thing just doesn't work. Like, it just doesn't work.
Yeah. Speaking of decisions, no decisions are going to be made in January, practice according to Mail Sport, that Jadon Sancho will return to United before the end of the season because his loan deal at Aston Villa does not have a break clause in it. Which, I mean, I know there's people watching this at the minute who are behind and they're crying their eyes out and they've got tissues in their hands and they're like, no, and they're listening to Panic at the Disco and all that kind of stuff.
Bring Jadon back.
Yeah, bring Jadon back, freedom and all that kind of stuff. We're not bothered at all, are we, Sam? No break clause in January. I mean, have we got, the one question I want to ask you, because I couldn't remember, have we got the option to extend at the end
he's
of this.
He's got a plus
It's a
5+1,
right?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I don't know why would they give him a +1.
No,
honestly,
no, and they're not going to retain any of the value anyway that we got for him.
Like you're going to have to pay him what 275k, whatever he's on a week for another year, and then you're like, oh, it retains his value, so you can sell him. But we tried to sell him this summer. He didn't want to go fucking anywhere.
Yeah,
like it's Turkey wanted him, Saudi wanted him, Chelsea wanted him, like a bunch of teams wanted him. He didn't want to go because of the pay. So if we re-sign this guy, Jesus Christ, what are we doing? Like, this is just in levels of incompetency. Just let him go. Like, cut the loss. He's out of contract somewhere. Just fuck him off somewhere.
Smash like on the video if you would not bring Jadon Sancho back to the club. I think everyone's in unanimous agreement with that. I have watched bits and bobs for him. He has moments where you think, oh, there's like kind of the old Jadon Sancho.
He's got talent. Like, there's no doubt he is talented. He's just, his head just, he can't put it together.
Yeah,
like he
doesn't
can't
seem to have that professional mindset, does he?
He's not driven. He's not driven to be the best. He's just not got that drive inside him. Like
he's living off like reputation from 3 years ago at a minute, 4 years ago, whatever it's been, which is crazy because he's free. I'm like, we've had some bad signings over the years, and he is right up there with some of them, and the majority of them have been wingers as well, which is crazy.
Yeah, we don't seem to get wingers or forwards right a lot.
What we have this season, Cunha and Mbumo.
Yeah,
look at the difference.
Sesko as well.
Sesko, looks good, looks decent. So, yeah, more of this kind of recruitment, less of that kind of recruitment, and we'll be on the right track, I think. We've got a game this weekend against Nottingham Forest, which we'll be live for, so please do come and tune in for that pre-match and post-match, as always. I'm on Stretford Paddock tonight on the late night live with Mr. J Motti, fresh back from Blackpool abroad, which is what I call it, which is Tenerife. But I'll be live with him tonight, so come and jump on Stretford Paddock, show the love, get in the comment section. And then also, Jay's returning the favour, and he's coming back on our channel tomorrow, where it always gets derailed by Sam and Jay. So that's if you're going to expect a majority football talk, it's probably not going to happen. It's going to go left, right, centre.
I want some bets in the chat. How long before Jay interrupts Nick during the intro to derail the show? I think last time he was on, I think it was a record. I think he did it in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
He derailed him. So keep your eye out for that. See what happens.
But stay locked in for any kind of quotes from interviews, for any news around the team, Carrington, football matches, etc. Check us out on Instagram, check us out on X, and then obviously there's always clips from the show and other little kind of montages and stuff will all be on TikTok. And we're on Blue Sky as well, so if you're on that platform, then check us out over on there. This has been your transfer news special. Leave a comment, leave an opinion. We appreciate it as always, and me and Sam will see you guys in the next one. See you tonight.